Today, we're unraveling 3 jaw-dropping scenarios straight from real couples struggling with money, relationships, and respect. We start with a woman who says she can't imagine borrowing from her own husband.
I got pregnant 3 months after meeting my husband, and the very first thing that he said to me after expressing his extreme happiness for me being pregnant was, well, I gotta put you on my bank accounts. After knowing each other for about 3.5 months, we opened up joint checking and savings accounts. He added me as an authorized user onto all of his credit cards. He added me onto all of his investment accounts. And then
This woman's entire financial life is merged with her husband's after barely 3 months together, and they've stayed married for 15 years. It works for them. Yet she's stunned to meet wives who ask their husbands for money like it's some bank loan. Let's hear a few real comments on this.
I believe in both, a joint account and personal accounts for each. We talk about all our bills, expenses, and talk about large purchases, but communication is key in either situation.
This commenter shows a middle ground. Keep a shared account for household obligations, but also keep something of your own. The real gem is communication. If you never talk about money, it's easy for resentment or confusion to build up. Whether you go fully joint or partly separate, talk openly.
it's really weird to me when I talk to my girlfriends or, just women in general, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to do that, but let me borrow some money from my husband. Girl, what? That's your motherfucking money. What you mean borrow it from him? That's your money. So I totally understand that how we live of just this is my perception because this is how I live. I know that that's not going to be right for everyone. So can y'all please explain to me, how does it work? I'm genuinely curious. How does it work to not see double money and have to borrow from each other, Zelle each other money, or you don't really know how much money he's making and he doesn't know how much money you're making. How does that even work if you're married?
She's basically saying, why is it a loan if you're married? Some folks do indeed keep everything separate. She can't wrap her head around it. Now let's see what another viewer said.
My husband and I have separate accounts, but that's on me. I came from a financially abusive marriage, so I like having my own account. But we communicate well, and it works for us.
Some men wonder, are we truly married if we each guard our finances like a fortress? But from her perspective, it's about security after a bad previous experience. If the communication is strong, separate accounts might bring peace of mind. Not everyone merges finances right away.
Quickly we realized that we were equally yoked. We just didn't have any problems. We were two hustlers that got together, and now we saw both of our money together. We saw that we could hustle twice as much and go twice as far together than we could apart, and it was game on. We've been together now for 15 years, and this is just how we've been rocking the whole time. Very quickly we realized that we were
She found a true partner who matched her hustle. That's powerful. But what if you don't share that same hustle, or you have mismatched money habits? That's where couples clash. Let's see more comments.
Married 37 years here. We have had joint accounts, or at least access to each other's money. Many people are not making sure they're on the same page with major marriage points before saying I do.
Can't stress this enough. If you don't talk about money before marriage, you're basically winging it on one of life's biggest stressors. Sorting out finances early can save you from huge blowouts down the road.
That was all that I saw, so that was all that I knew. It was really weird to me when I talk to my girlfriends or, just women in general, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to do that, but let me borrow some money from my husband. Girl, what? That's your motherfucking money. What you mean borrow it from him? That's your money. So I totally understand that how we live of just this is my perception because this is how I live. I know that that's not going to be right for everyone. So can y'all please explain to me, how does it work? I'm genuinely curious. How does it work to not see double money and have to borrow from each other, Zelle each other money, or you don't really know how much money he's making and he doesn't know how much money you're making. How does that even work if you're married? Because I feel at some point, if that was how I was living, I would just feel I just had a roommate.
She's used to a totally merged setup, so couples who keep finances separate blow her mind. For some men, though, separate finances can be a safeguard. Let's hear another viewpoint.
Married for 30 years, and she is pot on all my accounts. We basically pay for everything jointly, but she also handles cell phone, groceries, etc. No borrowing, just shared.
Again, it's about trust. If you do maintain a single pot of money, you both need to be responsible and aligned. That synergy is what truly matters. Now, one final comment from script number 1.
I don't know. Yep, just explain it to me in the comments because I don't get it. I don't know. Yep, just explain it to me in the comments because I don't get it. I don't know. Yep, just explain it to me in the comments because I don't get it. I don't know. Yep, just explain it to me in the comments because I don't get it. I don't know. Yep, just explain it to me in the comments because I don't get it.
She invites everyone to enlighten her. Honestly, if a man prefers separate finances, it might be for self-protection or simply to respect personal autonomy. Let's check the last comment.
Depends on the situation. Joint account with boundaries and trust. I'm definitely not borrowing from my husband. What we doing married if that's the case?
Exactly. If you're constantly borrowing from your spouse, it hints at deeper trust or control issues. No single approach is right for everyone. Just figure out your level of comfort and keep it transparent. Now let's shift gears to a second scenario.
I'm just tired of I don't know. The bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that. I paid and it's fine. And then after I was honest and I just said it. I don't know. Cause I said yeah, I thought you were going to take me out. And to me, that means pay.
This woman's date asked the waiter for 2 checks. She's outraged because she interpreted, I want to take you out as code for I'll foot the entire bill. Meanwhile, he's splitting it. Let's dip into some existing comment.
My husband suggested splitting the bill on our first date. I was a little taken aback and later found out it was because he thought that's what modern women wanted. Anyway, we've been married 24 years and still laugh about it. Not sure why she's crying.
Some men genuinely believe paying for everything might offend a so-called independent woman. The lines have blurred. It's not always a sign of cheapness. Sometimes they think they're being respectful.
I was honest and I just said it. I don't know. Cause I said yeah, I thought you were going to take me out. And to me, that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good anymore. When he was I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and whatever. What else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated. And
she confronted him after the meal, and apparently he played the language barrier card. Awkward. Let's grab another comment.
Set the terms before the bills come and you won't be disappointed. Plus, when someone new takes you out, go for coffee, not a meal.
This might spare everyone the drama. If you expect him to pay, drop a hint or confirm. And if you're still getting to know each other, coffee is cheaper and easier. No big heartbreak if it doesn't click.
we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. I'm just tired of... I'm happy I was honest. But I just want a fucking gentleman.
She's frustrated he basically ghosted her after that conversation. For some men, the confrontation might feel like a red flag. Let's hear more comments.
Sounds to me like he was sure he didn't want a second date and it was going nowhere. I'd still pay because I'm an old school sap, but there's no reason one should.
Plenty of men will automatically cover the date, but also never call back if they sense a mismatch. The question is, who truly owes whom? This next commenter has a strong stance.
You don't get the special treatment the first time out, sweetheart. You need to prove your worth before you get free stuff. Sorry.
That might sound harsh, but a segment of men have been burned by women who see a date purely as a free meal, so they take precautions. Let's see one last comment from script number 2.
If a guy asked me to split the bill, there would be no second date. Thankfully, I'm married now. Guys always knew I was old-fashioned. I always dated quality guys.
Some men are old school about paying, and some women only date men who will fully pay. If that's your standard, that's fine, but there's always a risk you'll run into men who see that as entitlement. Our final scenario, script number 3, really takes the cake. Let's move on.
How you gonna buy a vape and a neck holder and then not buy you something to eat? Expect me to feed you?
I didn't ask you.
Because you expect me to do everything. Where's your funds? I bought the flight, I bought the room. Why do you expect me to pay for your food, your clothes? You brought literally an outfit. You thought I was going out there to buy you clothes too? Come on, how you gonna come on a trip with no money?
I have money. I have money for things that are important.
Right.
Here we see the boyfriend already footed airfare and accommodation, yet she's upset he won't cover food too. She claims her money is for her nails and hair. Apparently that's more important than eating. Let's see some comments.
I just went to New Orleans with my man with $74 to spend. I came home with more than I left with. He just doesn't like her.
Some men gladly treat their partners, but it's obvious from the video that he's tired of her entitlement. This commenter suggests he's simply not into her enough to be generous anymore.
Right, I did.
Exactly.
All right, but you were supposed to bring money.
Somebody somewhere, usually you pay.
Okay, yeah, I paid.
didn't offer to come.
No. When you're going on a trip, if you don't have any money, you don't come. You don't come at. Man,
Fine print, my bad.
you just don't care that you're just a broke girl going on a trip. Like, I don't even want to go with you no more.
I'm just a girl.
You're just a girl with, where's your money?
She expects total coverage as if the invitation guarantees all expenses. He's calling her out for traveling broke. Let's grab another comment.
I was dating a guy many years ago. He invited me to the Outer Banks. I wanted to call my daughter, and he charged me half of everything. That was so wild.
That's the flip side. Some men go overboard demanding half for every small thing. Ideally, if you invite someone, at least clarify who pays for what. But in this clip, he's already covered flight and hotel. Food might be fair for her to handle.
No. I'm not complaining. I literally paid for the Uber, the room, the hotel. Nigga, like,
You shouldn't be complaining.
I shouldn't be complaining. Oh my
I
gosh.
understand.
But you
I
had
know
money to
I
get
get
your
money
hair
too, but
done,
it doesn't have
your nails done. Like,
the important stuff, right?
right. But what about your food? I'm not gonna just sit here and feed you like I'm your dad or something. I'm not your
Don't worry
dad.
about it. When I get there, I'll find a nigga who got money, and that's fine.
You won't be going nowhere with me if you're looking for a nigga.
Well, I already got my flight and my confirmation. I don't need you for anything. I got
All right, we will go out there and you will find your own room. I can sleep in my own room comfortably.
That's fine.
Bro, like, why you ain't bring no money? Like, be for real.
Because you invited me on a trip.
All right, that don't mean come with $0 though.
I have money. I don't have zero. I bought this vape.
You literally
$36.
You literally just said you don't have no money.
Hair costs.
Hair costs what? That was not $200. Not for no damn braids. They don't even look like they're
What
done.
does yours cost? That boneless
My
ass
retwist is actually $275. It's not boneless. The fuck? Look at your edges. Look at your edges. You're like, come on, like you buying a vape before you buying food. It's cool though. Listen.
Now he's irritated. She's spending her limited cash on a vape instead of a meal. Let's check more thoughts.
No. Literally, I had a man take me to Montreal and claimed he'd pay for everything. I ended up paying for my ticket, food, everything. He was so wild.
It's all about false promises or miscommunication. Sometimes the invite is misleading. Sometimes the traveler assumes freebies. Spell it out beforehand.
This entire conversation is ridiculous. Why is he even concerned with her pockets and the insults? What man even comments on edges?
He's throwing petty insults about her appearance because he's frustrated. The name-calling signals a breakdown in basic respect. That's a sign they're done.
So we're gonna see what you're gonna eat when we go out of town.
You ain't getting nobody else to come on the trip with you. That's why you begging.
I'm begging you for what?
Begging
I literally
to go on the
asked you
trip.
one
You got a
time.
boneless retwist.
I asked
You
you
were
one
begging
time.
me. You've been begging me. For
You can
months
stay.
to come
We can
on the
cancel
trip.
your whole flight right
No,
now.
boneless. Go ahead.
Do you want to cancel your flight or what? You keep talking.
Boney, go.
No. Do you want to
No,
cancel?
Boney.
All right, bet I'm about to cancel this shit right now. With your broke ass. Fuck wrong with you?
It's your mad ass.
I don't
buddy.
care.
I'm
You're a
just
bum.
getting a flight.
You don't
It's
have.
fine.
Get a new flight. Where you gonna be? Who you gonna be with? You gonna go out there looking for a man?
Not with you, Boney.
All right. Yeah, right. I'm out of here.
Yeah, bye, Bone.
You're the bum. Bye.
They're in meltdown mode. He's threatening to cancel her flight. She's mocking him as a broke man. The fiasco ends with name-calling, a possible flight cancellation, and zero respect. Let's get one final comment.
My ex took me on a lot of trips. I intentionally left my debit card at home. Not a smart move, but he always paid for everything.
She lucked out with a partner who was fully willing to pay, but that doesn't mean every man is obligated to do the same, especially if you're not that serious, or you show zero appreciation. Ultimately, these three stories revolve around money, respect, and communication. From fully joint finances to deciding who pays the dinner tab or trip expenses, clarity is king. Men have the right to set boundaries, and so do women. But if you assume or demand without agreement, expect conflict. Thanks for tuning in. If you got any insight, be it about joint bank accounts, first date bills, or who pays for your flight, smash that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and share this video with someone navigating the same chaos. See you next time.